Maybe if I can just go ahead and read this really fast, that might be a good idea. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. It says the Floral City Wharf was... Exactly. Floral City Wharf was conveniently located at the end of Aristotle Avenue, which then was the main avenue of commerce for the town. In addition to citrus, the boats also carried lumber, turpentine, produce, and passengers. This is Stagecoach Line. By the time Floral City was established in 1883, a stagecoach company already provided dependable service through the community, linking it to Tampa Bay and several northern towns. Within a few years, however, the growing community needed more public transportation to provide easier access to the Gulf Coast towns of Chassahowitzka, Ozella, Homosassa, and Crystal River. In 1888, stagecoach service was extended along an old wagon trail linking the coastal communities with Floral City via Stage Pond and Manfield. This trail became known as the Stagecoach Trail, with several stands in the vicinity. It took about 4 hours to make the trip from Floral City as far as Homosassa, and there were 2 runs daily excepting Sundays. The schedule was often affected by breakdowns along the rough, rutted trail, which was also subject to flooding and washouts, especially in the lowlands just west of the Withlacoochee forests. The stagecoach system served as the main form of public transportation as well as mail delivery system until railroads were established in Citrus County. All through modern maps show the road of CR, County Road 480. It is still referred to as the Stagecoach Trail by the locals. The railroad, the South Florida Railroad, as part of the Henry B. Plant system, was extended through Floral City in 1893. There were about 100 railroads operating in Florida at this time, and Plant was competing with fellow railroad magnate Henry M. Flagler to buy up and extend existing railroad lines around the state. Flagler established the Florida East Coast Railroad system along the Atlantic. Plant decided to build his Southern Railway terminus at Tampa on the West Coast, believing the Tampa Bay area held great promise for future development and enterprise. Floral City, in spite of meager beginnings, had grown to be the largest town in Citrus County. The commercial center of the town migrated from Aristotle Avenue and the steamboat dock of the new train depot, an area of about half a mile west. The coming of the railroad doomed the slow boats transport system, and soon nearly all citrus products were exported by rail to northern markets. The big freeze of 1895 destroyed the local groves, and the local economy quickly switched from citrus to the mining and export of hard rock phosphates to Europe and beyond. The road system. County Road 48, known as Orange Avenue within the town, replaced an old Indian trail that had existed since pre-Columbian times. An ancient raised man-made causeway allowed for easy travel through the swampy lowlands between Lake Consuela and Lake Apopka, which is now the short section of County Road 48 that lines up on a north-south tangent just east of the turn off to the Deville Island. State Route 5 was built in State Route 5 was built in 1926, linking Floral City with Brooksville to the south, as well as both Inverness and Denellen to the north. A few years later, State Road 5 was incorporated into U.S. Highway 41 and became a northern extension of the famous Tampa to Miami Trail prior to the construction of State Road 5. The only road connecting Floral City with Inverness was the very scenic old Floral City Road. 2 other roads, County Road 39, Estachada Road, and County Road 48, Stagecoach Trail, connect Floral City with the other nearby communities. Many of the local roadways are lined with majestic live oak trees planted more than a century ago, and these beloved trees provide a tranquil ambience and are protected by county ordinance. Bicycle trail. Well, as roads were improved, the primary means of transport shifted away from the rails to the highways. The growth of the trucking industry forced many railway lines to close, including the line through Floral City. Here's an example for you to all see. Trains no longer stopped here after World War II, and during the next few decades, the railway ownership changed several times. The charming old Floral City Depot fell into disuse and was torn down in 1949. The track was dismantled and removed between 1987 and 1989. This road right-of-way was one of the first purchased by the Florida Rails to Trails program. The rail bed was converted into 46-mile-long Withlacoochee State Trail, a linear state park, which is managed by the Florida Park Service. Located near midpoint on the trail, Floral City made an ideal location for a traveler's rest stop. In 1997, a gift of the Emma Love Jenrette Memorial Fund given to the Citrus County Historical Society made possible this disabled. Okay, look at this. Located near the midpoint on the trail, Floral City made an ideal location for a traveler's rest and stop. In 1997, a gift of the Emma Love Jenrette Memorial Fund given to the Citrus County Historical Society made possible this gazebo and associated components. Emma was the great-granddaughter of John Paul Formey Duval, an early citizen and landowner in the Floral City area. This park-like setting and rest area have been proudly developed by the residents of historical Floral City to commemorate the cities of Floral City travelers and their trails. Credits. The exhibit was developed by the Office of Historical Resources of the Citrus County Board of County Commissioners with the assistance from the Floral City Heritage Council of the Citrus County Historical Society and Company, the Florida Park the Florida Park Service, and Rails to Trails of the Withlacoochee. This project has been financed in part by the Floral City Heritage Council by Kendra Ray Higginbotham. Hold on a second, that's Kendra Ray Clark Memorial Fund, a donation by Vivian Higginbaum, and a grant assistance from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Line drawings and narrative by Thomas Ritchie of the Floral City Heritage Council, and interpretive display editing and layout by the Dreamweaver Studies, Bradenton. Alright, Bradenton, whatever. Well, if I can get away with recording any more of this, pictures. Okay, what are we reading here? I don't know. Just pictures, maps. And this is the Furious Groves, and famous local landmark, offers fresh strawberries, blueberries, and floral citrus in season. Can you see that? I don't know if it makes you happy enough to see it, but here's Visit Floral City's Heritage Museum map. All the information you can learn about Floral City. It's a pretty city, isn't it? Just take a look at it. Or read it yourself. Can't you read that? As long as this is working and I can get it downloaded, and it's going to be where it's going to be. YouTube videos and so forth. And there's your streets right there. Read it yourself. I ain't got time to read it. Surprised I can get all this on here. Yeah, because there's a lot of it. It surprised me when I actually get it on the YouTube videos. Sort of Floral City. I'm pretty much done here for all my video for the town of Floral City. We'll do no more until I can actually put me on the video. Hey, hi, that's me, Jeffrey Scott Marlowe. Bye-bye, and I hope you enjoyed our historic city, Floral City, Citrus County, just south of Inverness, 7 miles.